and Charleston. So two starters missing for Ivar Van Dinteren. And on the near sideline, the Dayton Dutch Lions trying to come up the field, but nowhere to go. So Happy Hall plays it back to Jesper Leerdam, the 24-year-old Dutch goalkeeper. Now on the near side. Long chip forward down the middle of the field, headed there by Troy Roberts. There's Drew Cost, calm and cool, back to Johanse Marshall. Marshall's first league appearance of the season. Long ball down the near sideline, no one there for Rochester, as Jesper Leerdam will let that roll out of bounds. In league play, Rochester's coming off a 3-0 win at Pittsburgh last Friday. The Dutch Lions, they lost 2-0 at Charlotte. That was on Saturday. Happy Hall plays a ball down the far sideline. Trainers there. The rookie J.C. Banks nudged off the ball. Schwartz coming forward with it. Looking for Lacrone, and it goes off the Rhinos. And it'll be a throw-in on the far sideline for the Dayton Dutch Lions, who've lost 4 in a row. If you throw the U.S. Open Cup in there, they've lost their last 5 games. And the scoreline has not been very kind. They've been outscored 14-2 in those 5 games. Now coming forward is Sigebert. Right in front of the Reynolds bench. Happy Hall. Quick touch back to Sigebert. Little sloppy play here on the near side, and Siegebart's got to do all he can just to keep Max Ferdinand from streaking down this near sideline. There's a giveaway there for the Dutch Lions. Marshall on the restart across to Trainer. Chips one to the far side of the 18. Kissy gets on the end of this one. Kissy outside the 18, back to goal. Lays it off for Costanzo. Here's Costanzo, left-footed cross off of him, and Seymour does a good job to win a goal kick for the Dayton Dutch Lions. Rich Costanzo off a goal on Friday at Pittsburgh. Costanzo. Pretty interesting match last Friday down in Pennsylvania at Edinboro University. All 3 Rhino goals were scored from 18 yards plus. Costanzo, Cost, Hoxie, all with some powerful shots that gave Hunter Gilstrap some fits. There's Joe Tate with it, the team captain. Plays it in the middle of the field. Ferdinand steps in there. Gets it to Kissy. Intercepted middle of the park. Happy Hall. Now on the near side. George Davis. Cuts it inside. Good ball into space. Good build up here. Here's DeLass. Outside the 18. Crosses at the 6 and is cleared away by Trainer. Happy Hall picks up the loose ball on the near sideline. Back to DeLass. Roberts and Ferdinand trying the double team. And DeLass will just knock it off the Rhino defender. And he'll pick up a corner kick. First corner kick of the game, 5th minute. And we are scoreless. The Dutch Lions look like they may go short here, and they do. George Davis with the short. Crosses it into the box off of the inside of Roberts' boot and over the end line. Another corner kick, this time coming up for Julius Ville, the 23-year-old. 1 goal, 1 assist this year. He was lured to the U.S. by Sonny Saloy, the former coach of the Dutch Lions. There's his service. Good ball into the box. Top of the 18. Right-footed shot, and it's just wide of the near post. As Lucian Seymour had a good look at that one, as it went through a lot of bodies inside the 18. Rolled out to the far side of the box, and Seymour strikes it with the outside of the right foot. An encouraging start here for the Dutch Lions. As we talked about, the Rhinos want to be careful not to overlook this team, as they've got a big one coming up on Tuesday. Dayton off to a positive start. Team looking for their first road win of the season. McNamara gets pickpocketed. Here's J.C. Banks, very dangerous. 1-on-1, and that's a bad pass from the Rhinos rookie as it goes up and over on the near side, the near end line. And it'll be a goal kick for Jesper Leerdam. He's 24 years old, 22 goals against this year. He's played at all levels of the Dutch youth system. Now trying to bring that brand of Dutch football to the Great Lakes region and to other parts of the U.S. Very interesting philosophy that the Dutch Lions have incorporated here. As they want to bring an attractive, dominating style of soccer over to this country. As Seymour has the ball on the far side. Knocks it off of Versailles at midfield. It'll be a throw-in for the Dutch Lions. Schwartz and Seymour discussing who will take it. Schwartz who gets the throw-in. Schwartz, number 66. Midfield giveaway, but able to get it back. Knocks it back to team captain Joe Tate. Joe Tate, the Englishman, a 21-year-old, signed a 3-year contract. Was named the PDL Defender of the Year last year with Baton Rouge. Now on the near side, Sigebart. Square ball across the top of the 18. Nowhere to go, so Leardom in the 8th minute and scoreless. Plays it on the near side for Sigebart. Sigebart scored that 88th minute goal back on April the 23rd to bring the Dutch Lions to within 1. That's a bad giveaway, top of the 18. Hamilton takes it away, and he makes a meal of it. As Sigebart again does that dangerous square ball right across the top of the 18. And Anthony Hamilton, the first time it got by him, this time not the case. Give Leardom credit. He came sprinting off his line to close down the angle, and boy, does he give an earful to Sigebart, as that's his second time. We're like living on the edge. That's just a terrible giveaway. And Leardom is there to save the day, and he's got every right to put an earful in Sigebart's noggin there, as Seymour and Costanzo fighting for it on the far side. Sigebart and Tate are the central defenders. 9th minute, Dayton lucky not to be down 1-0 after a horrendous giveaway by their 24-year-old Kyle Sigebart. Throwing now for Rochester on the far side. It'll be just inside the half, just inside the Rhinos' half. If you're just tuning in, I'm Joe Giuliano. We're in the 9th minute. The Rhinos and Dayton are scoreless. Anthony Hamilton, a good opportunity, but the goalkeeper coming off his line, doing a good job just to disrupt the look at goal for Anthony Hamilton. Schwartz nicely off the thigh, streaking down the far side. Middle of the field, Lacrone lays it off now for DeLass. And going to be a foul called, or offsides on Schwartz on the far side. Free kick coming up for the Rhinos. It'll be Kitson to take it. He can deliver a long boom downfield. Not much of a wind to deal with tonight as the clouds continue rolling in. As Joe Tate gets his header on this one over the near sideline. 10th minute, scoreless, throw-in for the Rhinos. J.C. Banks, he'll leave it for Costanzo. Tonight's radio side of things being produced by Mike Moran. If you're watching on TV or USL Live, it's John Catalano running the show. Here's Banks, corner of the 18. Kissy spins, tries to turn. He's taken down. Referee says, get up. Brian Roslin, the referee, doesn't like that, so Kissy is slow to get up, and the Dutch Lions come away with the ball. Long ball down the middle of the field. Ville pushed down from behind. Easy call for the referee. And Ville rushes the restart. Not even looking at his back, and just spinned around and kicked it. And the Rhinos took possession away. Slide tackle here by DeLass. Happy Hall on the near side. Here's George Davis, corner of the 18, near side of the field. Whips across in, and it goes through the 6 and out of bounds. Kitson, again, working on this near sideline. Trying to get Johanse Marshall and Max Ferdinand on the same page to clean up the marks, as George Davis has had a few peeks at goal tonight. Some sponsors who help make Rhinos broadcast possible. Connolly Printing, the official printer of the Rochester Rhinos, and Salen's premium quality meat products for over 140 years. Happy Hall with the header. Midfield, Kissy, loose ball. Leardom comes off his line. Ferdinand chasing it down, and Leardom just shielding off the Rhinos midfielder. Max Ferdinand, his 7th appearance of the year. An outstanding rookie season in indoor soccer back in 2009. He was the Baltimore sensation. He was MISL Rookie of the Year. Picked up 43 points last season for the indoor side. As Costanzo has a throw-in now on the far side. Hamilton checking back. Costanzo popping it straight up in the air. Tate wins that header, and Siegebart will clear it with a long ball down the far side. And it'll be a throw-in for Rochester. Rich Costanzo had a huge family presence in Pittsburgh last week after he scored that early goal. A crowd of about 20 or 25 Costanzo fans made themselves very noticeable, cheering on Rich Costanzo as this one's into the 18, and Leardom takes it with the left foot high and out of bounds into the crowd directly in front of us. So throwing coming up for the Rhinos, Johanse Marshall. Played with Vermont in the PDL this year, 3 games played. Last year was owned by the LA Galaxy, but was loaned to Austin. Played 24 games there with the Aztecs. Ferdinand on the near side, trying to thread the needle there for Johanse Marshall. Can't get it through, and it'll be a goal kick for the Dayton Dutch Lions, who make their home at the Miami Valley South Stadium on the campus of Bellbrook High School. A lot of changes for the Dutch Lions. There's only a handful of players from last year's 2010 PDL side made to move with the club up to USL Pro. Happy Hall, a little slow to react, and he's just got to kind of lumber and take down Max Ferdinand. Brian Roslin, the referee, is going to call him over. It'll be a free kick for the Rhinos. And Happy Hall is just a little slow there in his decision-making. Rochester closing the door so quick. Happy Hall had to come in and just take a tumble into the Rhinos midfielder. Free kick from the near side. Cost into the box. Oh, Trainer gets his head on it, but it's out of bounds. And it'll be a goal kick. This Trainer looking for the header there from about 6 yards out. 14th minute. And scoreless. Rochester and Dayton. The Dutch Lions, who have a partnership with FC Twente in Holland. Let's see if they can pick up some of the magic of that storied Dutch side. As right now we are scoreless, 15 minutes in. This is going to be DeLass playing it all the way back to Leardom. Now on the far side to Joe Tate. He'll come to Siegebart. We'll see what his choice is. Immediately turns it upfield. Gets this one away. Not as much danger there as he puts the Rhinos in their own half of the field. Kitson immediately sends a long ball back downfield. J.C. Banks chasing Schwartz. And Schwartz will head it back to Jesper Leardom. Quickly rolls it out. Schwartz, little touch down the far sideline. Seymour spinning, plays it back down the sideline. Good idea. Just couldn't keep it in bounds. As head coach Ivar Van Dinteren, sporting a very classy suit with the Adidas indoor shoes. This could be the new look of soccer dress in America. It looks like they're going to go to the bench right away to make a change. Looks like Smith is going to be checking in. This is Shane Smith. This is early to burn one of your subs. Could be an injury. Smith, a 25-year-old. We'll see if there's any indication of a player who's injured, but Siegebart plays it back. Ball's played in the midfield. Smith, Happy Hall, and he's the player who's going to go down. It looks like it's his right leg is maybe took a tumble on that challenge against Max Ferdinand. Happy Hall in the 16th minute will be coming off. And Shane Smith will be coming on. First change of the game for Van Dinteren. Happy Hall, the 23-year-old from the Bahamas, is off. And Shane Smith makes his 8th appearance. Looks like he will set up as a left back. Happy Hall limping off the field. Not sure if it was a pre-existing injury or if it occurred after the contact with Max Ferdinand, but 16th minute, first change of the game. Shane Smith is on. Happy Hall is off. So the back four for Dayton. There's a long ball played here to Hamilton. Off his hand, and now Joe Tate will pick it up. Top of the 18 coming forward. Smith on the left side, Siegebart and Tate in the middle. And it looks like Schwartz will be on the right side of defense. Troy Roberts, the team captain, just clears this one out of danger. And it'll be a throw in at midfield for the Dayton Dutch Lions. Schwartz, far side. DeLass to Seymour. Now Schwartz again with it, a little chip forward. Lacrone tries a flick into space. No one there for the Dutch Lions, and Kitson just drives one downfield. Hamilton racing for this one, top of the 18, and Joe Tate just shouldering off the Rhino forward, giving Leardom a chance to get to that ball. Now on the near side, Johanse Marshall. That one takes a bad hop and out of bounds. Rhinos give away a throw in here. On the near side, about 30 yards out into the Rhinos' half of the field. Ville. Bad touch by Smith. Cost will take it away. There's Hamilton spinning around looking for some help. There's Marshall. Good long ball into space for Kissy. Top of the 18. The goalkeeper heads it away. Siegebart finishes off the job towards midfield. Now Seymour fighting with Costanzo. And this one will roll all the way back to Neil Kitson. Trainer. Sixth appearance of the year for Trainer. The 22-year-old out of the University of South Carolina. And Rochester, again, looking for the long ball, trying to capitalize on the speed of Hamilton and Kissy up top. We'll see if Dayton provides them with that high, flat line of defense. It'll give the Rhinos a chance to sneak in behind them as there's a foul called. Taken down was Seymour. But a free kick coming up. Schwartz is going to play it all the way back to Leardom. The Dutch Lions have had their trouble scoring and had their trouble shutting the door. 8 goals scored, 25 against. The fewest and the most in USL Pro. Subs available tonight for the Dutch Lions. Shane Smith already came on. Backup goalkeeper Brian Visser. Midfielder Eric Kissinger. Defender Dick Van Eimeren. Midfielder Luke McGill for Rochester. Backup goalkeeper Ryan Kenny. Tyler Bellamy, Alfonso Montegalvan, Kendall Jagdio, Cuevas Kirk, Andrew Hoxie, and Michael Tankey. Here's Seymour. Far side, crosses into the 18. Ville with the header, no! He waited for the ball, and streaking in was Max Ferdinand. If Ville goes towards the ball, he's got a great look at goal. Ferdinand never stopped. Continued his run. Ville stopped his run. That's what got him to the ball first, but a good service from Seymour on the far side. Another cross into the 6, and Kitson, no pressure there. Able to scoop it up for the Rhinos. Great backtracking by the Rhinos midfield. As Ville knows he should have done better there. Ville, who plays in the offseason in the Dutch 2nd Division, had a great look at goal there. Schwartz, a good long ball. Seymour finding space on this far side. Nice cross at the 6. Johanse Marshall kicks it straight up in the air, and Kitson reaching back for it. Able to grasp that one. Now some space here. Ferdinand coming towards the near side. Kissy making his run into space. Ferdinand had already turned back towards his goal. And this is a little tug on the jersey by Joel DeLass. It'll be a free kick for the Rhinos. Lucian Seymour, a 27-year-old midfielder, another player with a ton of experience at all levels of the Dutch system, has really done a nice job in the first 21 minutes. Schwartz heads it down in the turf for Seymour. Lays it off there for McNamara. Now Schwartz forward for Lacrone. Good touch into space on the far side. Schwartz Soft cross, top of the box. Leckrone spins and fires. And it's off the Rhinos' defense and a corner kick. That's some good soccer there from Dayton. Short, then a nice long ball down the far side, as they've done a lot of good work on Seymour and Schwartz's side. And they'll pick up a corner kick. It's the third corner kick of the game for Dayton. No corner kicks yet for Rochester. We are about midway through half number one. Here's Ville, corner kick from the far side. Headed back to the top of the 18. McNamara settles it, shoots with the right foot through traffic, and it's wide of the far post. Kitson will have a goal kick coming up, and sponsors of tonight's broadcast include Free Time Magazine, available free or online anytime at freetime.com. Marina Dodge, for the best car buying experience, visit Team Marina at Marina Dodge, located at 941 Ridge Road in Webster. Max Ferdinand getting some instructions from Bob Lilly on the sideline as Kitson's goal kick gets into the Dayton half of the field. Headed forward now, Kissy. Little push on the back of Siegebart. And Isaac Kissy making his appearance up top tonight for the Rochester Rhinos. Gets called for the foul for Isaac Kissy. Second appearance of the season. This one's played forward for Seymour. He's been battling with Costanzo all night long. Seymour, one of the veteran players on this team, at 27. Average age of the 20 Dayton Dutch Lion players is just under 23 years old. As Banks plays that one behind Kissy. And Joe Tate plays it back to his keeper, Jesper Leerdam. There's Siegebart. Another bad giveaway, because I thought he was going to be the one coming off for Shane Smith. And Siegebart has just got to work extra hard there after those poor giveaways. 11th appearance of the year for Siegebart, a native of Dayton, Ohio. As he gives up a throw in here, Johanse Marshall. Hamilton loses this one, cleared down the near sideline. Leckrone and Troy Roberts fighting for it. He's going to sit back for Leckrone. Ville to McNamara. Ferdinand backtracking, and Roberts dumping Colby Leckrone down to the turf. And the 24-year-old for Dayton will pick up a free kick. Leckrone from Ohio. Played with Pittsburgh last season, and also with Cleveland in 2009. Free kick for Ville. From the near side. In swinging service. That's a good ball through traffic. And Kitson diving to his left. A little redirection there. That may find the back of the net for the Dayton Dutch Lions, who are asking some questions here as they're putting the Rhinos under a bit of pressure 25 minutes in and still scoreless. Good ball into the box from Ville. Just looking for that little flick, that little redirection through the traffic. No one able to get their head on it. And the Rhinos with a goal kick. Kitson far and deep down the far sideline. Off of Schwartz's head. Throwing for J.C. Banks and the Rhinos. Banks 30 yards out on the far sideline. Kissy. Double team, loses possession to Seymour, but Costanzo tries to come in and clean it up. Tight space on that far side, and a good ball into space again. There's Seymour streaking down that far side. Outside the 18. Good cross. Into the box. Johanse Marshall heads it back to the top of the 18. Now given away by DeLass. Chance for Rochester to counter. And Drew Cost, bad touch there as he had Hamilton with wide open space. Midfield. J.C. Banks. Kenny Versailles. To Johanse Marshall. It's been the Seymour half so far. Lucian Seymour. Dangerous runs down that far side. Rochester's going to have to find a way to put a stop to that. McNamara to Seymour. And again, spins, turns, overlapping is Schwartz. Leckrone back to the middle of the field for Ville. Now on the near sideline, George Davis. Inside the 18, Davis Still with it. Working it. Top of the box now. His chip is blocked there. Davis, second chance at it. Pressured by Ferdinand, and he fouls him there. It'll be a free kick for the Rochester Rhinos. For a team who has not won a game on the road this season, Dayton sure doesn't look like that. They have played a nice brand of soccer, finding some space on the far side, attacking on the right side against Rochester's left-sided defense and midfield. This is where Seymour and Schwartz have been very effective. Sigebart. Koss now with the header. This one being popped up in the air. Will be brought down. Finally brought down George Davis. Good effort there to get the ball into space. Now Lacrone chasing this one down. 2 players go down, but we're still playing on the near side. Drew Kost fighting with Lacrone, and it'll be a goal kick for the Rochester Rhinos as Johanse Marshall and Mikkel McNamara, both coming in with the studs, are slow to get up. McNamara, the 23-year-old who played his soccer not too far from here at SUNY Albany, where he was the team MVP. And Marshall also both up and going at it again. Hamilton off of George Davis. Throwing for Rochester. Other sponsors of tonight's broadcast include Stokes, Visca and Company, the official CPAs of the Rochester Rhinos. As Johanse Marshall has a throw-in in front of the Rhinos bench. This is off the thigh of George Davis, and Rochester has another throw-in. 28th minute and scoreless. J.C. Banks, top of the 18. Isaac Kissy spinning around, fighting for possession. Still keeps it and fought hard there, and they're going to call a foul on McNamara, and I think he's got a right to be upset. Quick restart. Looking for Hamilton, and Leardom quickly off his line. Scoops that one up. I think McNamara took the worst of it, and the Rhinos took the quick restart. Versailles, his header back to Roberts. Gonna go up the field. There's Seymour. Now Schwartz. Looking for Tate. He's got some space to turn around. Just outside his own 18. The Dayton Dutch Lions. The Rochester Rhinos, 29 minutes in. And scoreless. Sigebart again. A lot of coaches tally players' touches, and Sigebart would definitely be towards the negative side of things. He's having a tough time tonight. But Ivar Van Dinteren giving him a chance to sort it out. George Davis, good job there to break up the throw-in from the Rhinos. Johanse Marshall whips it into the 18. Hamilton can't win it there, and Lacrone fighting off with Roberts. There's McNamara. 50-50 ball. George Davis, a good hard tackle. Good little drawback there. Keeps the ball in possession of the Dayton Dutch Lions, but Drew Kost was dumped after getting rid of the ball, and it's a free kick here for the Rhinos. 35 yards out towards the near sideline. Ferdinand will be facing a 2-man wall. Max Ferdinand looking for his first points of the season. Will it be as an assist here? Right-footed service for Ferdinand. Good ball at the 6, and Joe Tate gets the head on it to clear it to the top of the 18. Lacrone. Nice ball outside for Schwartz. He's got a ton of space. Stretching those legs out. Crossing midfield. High cross over to the near side. Gets away from him. And Neil Kitson picks it up there for the Rhinos. Very animated performance tonight from the coach Ivar Van Dinteren, as he is up and off the sidelines, constantly redirecting things. Kitson comes about 30 yards away from his goal, where he sends one downfield to the top of the 18. Shane Smith gets up holding his back. He just came out in the 16th minute. Gets dumped again by Anthony Hamilton as he's holding his lower back. Sigebart, this time no mistake, plays it back to Leardom. Evan Schwartz Mikael McNamara. Here's Seymour. Like what I've seen from Seymour tonight. He has been extremely effective. Even with the ball and his back to the goal. Still calm, cool, able to find a way to make something happen. There's a good layoff by Seymour. And McNamara had wide open space to come towards the middle of the field. Went back where the ball came from, and there was nothing left for Schwartz to do. So it's a throw-in for the Rhinos. Kissy checking back, chips one forward. Sigebart up towards midfield. Now Costanzo's header goes out of bounds. The Rhinos are back in action this Tuesday night, 7:30. It's the third round of the U.S. Open Cup. 7:30 kickoff right here at Salem Stadium. As Rochester, a big emotional win on Tuesday against the Harrisburg City Islanders. 89th minute penalty kick from Tony Donatelli was the deciding factor in that one. Costanzo with a free kick as J.C. Banks was dumped on the far sideline. He'll go short to Will Traynor. Now, Troy Roberts inside the center circle. Sends a long one to the far side of the pitch. Schwartz just lunging for that one, heads it out of bounds. And it'll be a throw-in for J.C. Banks. 33rd minute. Looking for our first goal. Both teams have had chances. Here's George Davis, slipping but able to keep possession. Now LaCrone. Davis with it. Shane Smith overlapping, but Davis can't go there because that space is closed. DeLass will try the far side with Evan Schwartz. Now a long ball from Schwartz looking for Seymour. They've connected nicely in the first half. That one, though, was off the mark. Here's Costanzo. Looking for some movement off the ball. Again, the Rhinos wearing the red jerseys tonight. They'll be autographed and auctioned off to benefit the American Lung Association. There's a long ball on the near side looking for Kissy. Just outside the 18. Kissy one-on-one with Smith. Kissy tries the sneaky near post shot. It's blocked. On the top of the 18. No one going to get there for Rochester. Throwing for Rochester. Marshall with a throw, and he's going to take about 10 yards, and the referee, Brian Roslin, says, going to back up towards midfield. There's the long throw-in. Shane Smith gets his head on this one. Ville, not the call, but no call for the studs up against the Rhinos, and LaCrone and Roberts will fight for this one. Both guys played in Cleveland back in 2009. The City Stars, Martin Rennie, had a loaded team. Another giveaway, though, this time by DeLass, middle of the field. Ferdinand cuts it back on his right foot. Still with it. A right-footed shot. It's way off the mark. As he was calm and cool approaching the goal. And then he let loose with a powerful shot. That was way off the mark. 35th minute. Still scoreless. Congratulations, by the way, to Andrew Hoxie, the USL Player of the Week, after getting a goal and an assist in the 3-0 win at Pittsburgh last Friday. The Big Smooth now leads the Rhinos with 3 goals this year. There's Leardom. Pops this one up towards midfield. Davis fighting off the challenge of Johanse Marshall. This is off of Smith, and it'll be a throw-in for the Rhinos. At midfield again, Ivar Van Dinteren, a nice little touch from the former Dutch Lion player. Played with them in 2010. Also, over 300 games played in Holland. Now the head coach of the Dutch Lions. Good ball by McNamara. There's Davis. Schwartz again overlapping constantly on that far side. Lucian Seymour. It's been the Schwartz-Seymour show so far. 36 minutes in. There's Tate looking to go down that sideline, but Costanzo gets there before Seymour. Now midfield, Hamilton brings the ball down, settles it back to J.C. Banks. Banks trying to thread the needle there. A through ball looking for Hamilton. Nicely broken up by Joe Tate. No look pass there from Davis, easily intercepted by the Rhinos. Kissy into space looking for Cost. Top of the 18, Shane Smith will spin away and clear it over the near sideline. Throw in here for the Rhinos. Yohanse Marshall quickly to Max Ferdinand. Versailles gets it to Marshall and does a good job to stretch and keep it in bounds, but Marshall is not going to win the throw in here. It'll be for the Dayton Dutch Lions. There's DeLass. Now Siegebart looks up, long ball downfield. Seymour with it, heads it back to the 35 of the Dutch Lions, and Kissy is dumped. Could have played advantage there, but Roslin decides to blow the whistle instead. And it'll be a free kick for the Rhinos. Middle of the park, about 40 yards away from the Dutch Lions goal. Marshall gets the short one from Versailles. Now some space for Ferdinand, corner of the 18. And he's stuck there nicely by Shane Smith. The loose ball is picked up by Ferdinand. Spinning around. Crosses into the 18 at the near post. Leardom bobbles the ball, and it deflects off of Isaac Kissy and just wide of the near post. Thought Leardom had possession of it, but Kissy was doing what all good forwards do, finish your run towards goal, and almost had that ball pushed into his leg and into the back of the net. 38th minute. Rochester, Dayton, second meeting of the year. Scoreless. Stanzo steps into that one. Joe Tate will pick it up. Unless these two teams meet in the playoffs, this will do it for Rochester and Dayton in 2011. Long ball into the 18. Here's George Davis. McNamara took a touch and then was stripped of the ball by Ferdinand, and it's out of bounds on the near sideline. Quick throw in here for Shane Smith. Finds George Davis. Davis, good job to get around Ferdinand. Still with it on his right foot. Looks into the box. Crosses it in at the 6. It's over Roberts' head. And Kitson will pick it up there for the Rhinos. 39th minute. Scoreless at Salem Stadium, as Kitson will knock this one out of bounds as Kenny Versailles is down on all fours at the top of the 18. Not sure if it's a cramp. Looks like he's just cramping up on his right leg. So subs available for Bob Lilly tonight. Bellamy, Montegalvan, Jagdio Singh, Kirk, Hoxie, and Tanky. Right now, Montegalvan, Jagdio Singh, and Tanky are the ones warming up for the Rochester Rhinos, and the referee, Brian Roslin, seems to indicate a sub will be necessary for Kenny Versailles, appearing in his 11th game of the season. And we'll see who gets the nod here for the Rochester Rhinos as Bob Lilly calling over Hamilton and Kissy, taking a chance to coach. It's definitely the right leg of Kenny Versailles that's going to be looked at. And looks like he will be coming out. No indication yet, though, from the Rhinos trainer towards Bob Lilly. The referee said, yeah, we'll sub, but the Rhinos trainer has not made that official just yet. Kitson was the one to kick it out of bounds, so it'll be a throw-in for the Dutch Lions. And we'll see if LeCrone plays it back to Kitson. Very classy move there. And it'll be a possession for Rochester. So at this stage, the Rhinos are playing a man down, 11v10, as Versailles is getting looked at. Middle of the field. Ville goes out to Seymour on the far side. Headed out of bounds by Seymour, throwing for the Rhinos. Looks like Rhinos trainer is working really hard on that right leg to rub out the cramp. And maybe Kenny Versailles is going to try to run this off. He's up and running on the near sideline. This ball's loose in the middle of the field. Both players coming up a little high with the boots. Goss will head it over the far side. Seymour lets it run out of bounds, and Kenny Versailles is going to make a go of it. Good to see him back on the pitch, the Haitian. Now making his way towards the middle of the field. There's Ferdinand. There's Versailles. Right-footed touch down this near sideline. 42nd minute. Offsides on Anthony Hamilton. And it'll be a free kick coming up for the Dayton Dutch Lions.
Are up for bid. Visit the auction table located near the scoreboard area to bid on your favorite player's jersey. All proceeds will benefit the American Run Association.
It'll be a free kick coming up here for the Dayton Dutch Lions.
Bid high. Get your hands on these great-looking red jerseys that your Rhinos are wearing. Again, stop by the tables in the area around the scoreboard.
Montegalvan will be checking in for Rochester. So he may be coming on for Kenny Versailles, who's trying to continue here. And I'm assuming that is going to be the substitution for Bob Lilly as Roberts plays it back to Kitson. High, booming kick up towards midfield. Looking for Hamilton. His header goes back. And Tate all the way back into the arms of goalkeeper Jesper Leerdam. 43rd minute, Rochester and Dayton are scoreless. Salem Stadium in downtown Rochester will be rocking on Tuesday night as MLS Chicago Fire come to town. Good spin move, middle of the park. J.C. Banks running at the defense. This one tried to get through, but Sigebart broke it up. Leerdam high, clearance up towards midfield. Versailles right down the gut of the field, and no one there for Rochester. Played behind DeLass. Nice backheel pass as J.C. Banks is dumped. He is down for Rochester. George Davis is going to come away with it, and Traynor will just pound it downfield and give Rochester's J.C. Banks a chance to recover. So Alfonso Montegalvan is at the scorer's table. He has played in 12 games this year. He's got 2 goals. He is going to replace Kenny Versailles. This change will be in the 44th minute, if the referee allows it. And he hasn't seen the 4th official just yet. Now he looks over to allow the substitution. So first change of the game for Rochester in minute number 44. So Versailles is coming out with an injury. Happy Hall came out with a right leg injury. And both coaches forced to burn a substitution in half number 1. Still plenty left, though. 4 more as USL Pro allows 5 substitutions. U.S. Open Cup, though, you go back down to 3. So you really got to pick and choose your spots in that tournament. Looks like Kenny Versailles, it's the back of his right leg that's bothering him. And Montegalvan will get at least a half a game tonight. As this one's played down the far side, it's up and over Seymour's head. It'll be a throw-in on the far sideline for the Rhinos. Costanzo checking back for it is Hamilton. Hamilton scored the game-winning goal back on April the 23rd. This one is deflected off of Lacrone, and Roberts just comes in. He'll take no chances there and bomb it up over the near sideline, or the far sideline. And we are in the 45th minute. No indication yet of stoppage time. DeLass, middle of the field. Spinning away from Hamilton. Now McNamara. DeLass. J.C. Banks is taken down, and Roslin calls the foul. As Hamilton had possession, but the referee decides to stop the play as we're in the 45th minute. Free kick here for Kitson. As J.C. Banks has taken a couple of knocks here in half number 1. Long ball into the 18. Headed to the top of the box. The last, his header goes to the far side of the box. Here's J.C. Banks. Working against Schwartz. Double team there. McNamara takes it away. 1 minute of stoppage time. On the far side, Lacrone. Can't beat his former teammate. Troy Roberts to the ball. Here's Traynor. Montegalvan on the near side now for Johanse Marshall. Drew Cost. Spinning, looking forward, now goes central. And Montegalvan was forced into a tough situation there. Now Marshall just clears it downfield. Top of the box, Ferdinand picks up the loose ball. On the right foot, it's up and over the goal. Good look at goal there from Max Ferdinand, as it's a little high on the shot. Stoppage time, scoreless, Rochester and Dayton. Salem Stadium is the venue in downtown Rochester. Just tuning in, I am Joe Giuliano. Mike Kerm's not with us tonight. And we're going to have a sideline reporter making her debut this evening. Taylor Solano will join us in just a few minutes, as the referee, Brian Roslin, blows the whistle to bring half number 1 to a close. Rochester and Dayton, after 45 minutes of play, are scoreless at Salem Stadium. And some great opportunities. Anthony Hamilton almost taking full advantage of a bad giveaway by Siegabart. Leardom came off his line just to close down the angle, did a good job there. And then a long opportunity there for Seymour on long balls and balls that were crossed into the box. Seymour and Schwartz were very dangerous as well in that first half. So for Dayton, a team that has not won a game yet on the road, they've looked pretty good. We'll see if Rochester can regroup and make the adjustment after 45 minutes of play. Again, Rochester with a lot of new faces in the starting lineup this evening. We'll go down to field level, and Taylor Solano makes her debut on the Rhinos Broadcast Network. Taylor's joined by Rhinos goalkeeper Neil Kitson.
Thanks, Joe. I'm here with Neil Kitson. Neil, scoreless at half. What does the team need to do to foster better results in the second half?
Yeah, it's hard playing against these guys. You know, they're compact. They're not really trying to go forward. They're pretty happy with just keeping the ball and keep playing around the back. All we have to do really is pressure them a little bit more and force them to make more mistakes, and hopefully we can capitalize on them.
Okay, and not to look too forward, but there's an Open Cup game next Tuesday, and you're facing the Chicago Fire. So what are you guys preparing for this next week?
Well, right now, we haven't thought about Chicago yet, to be honest. I mean, yeah, it's in the back of our minds, but we have 3 points that we have to win against this team. That the league is important as well, just as well as the Open Cup. Once we're done with this game, then we'll look forward to Chicago.
All right, thanks, Neil. Go back to the locker rooms. Thanks. Back to you, Joe.
All right, Taylor Solano, welcome to the Rhinos Broadcast Network. Fantastic job with Neil Kitson, who was absolutely outstanding on Tuesday night in the 1-0 win against the Harrisburg City Islanders. Stick around, more to come. Scoreless at the half, Rochester and Dayton on the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
Marina is becoming the area's favorite auto dealer, but don't take our word for it. Here's what Michael from Irondequoit had to say.
My buying experience here at Marina Auto Group was wonderful. In fact, I told many of my friends, I said I came in at 4:15 on St. Patrick's Day and drove out with my new truck at 7:30.
At Marina, ask about our VIP program that includes oil changes for life. Find the biggest savings at Marina Dodge, Ridge Road in Webster, or at marinadodge.com.
The Camp Good Days Courage Bowl returns to downtown Rochester. The intense rivalry between St. John Fisher College and the University of Rochester kicks off at 7 p.m. Saturday, September 17th at Salem Stadium. To learn more about how you can help Camp Good Days and join Rochester's biggest football game, call 624-5555 or check out campgooddays.org. For the kids and Rochester, Courage Bowl 7.
Buddy, this one's gonna be right where you like it. Here we go. Whoop, sorry, give me a second. Oh, look out. Good eye, little rusty. Oh, back up.
Hey, Dad, are we gonna miss the game?
We're good.
Remote DVR Manager. Set it from anywhere.
Gonna give you the deuce.
So you don't miss a thing. At Time Warner Cable, we're moving technology forward.
See? Just like your old man.
Yeah, sorta.
To bring you back together.
It's all about the tinder.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a red-tailed hawk.
Wow, Dad, you know everything.
I'm not the world's greatest outdoorsman, so I use Time Warner Cable's 4G mobile internet. Whenever I need to know something, it's there. See? Do you know a grizzly bear can run at 35 miles an hour? Okay, pack it up.
Life needs the fastest mobile internet. AT&T doesn't get that. Time Warner Cable does. Get Time Warner Cable mobile internet for only $19.99 per month. Call now.
Watch Rochester Rhinos soccer this summer, only at Time Warner Cable Sportsnet, Rochester's sports network.
You've got lots of high-tech gizmos and gadgets. They help you shop, socialize, and stay amused. What you need now is a gizmo for your gadgets, something that will keep your laptops, tablets, games instantly connected. Enter the Time Warner Cable Personal Mobile Hotspot. It connects your devices to our seriously fast 4G mobile internet when you're on the go. All your Wi-Fi gadgets, one amazing hotspot, one mobile internet connection. Order your mobile hotspot, then choose a mobile internet plan starting at just $39.99 a month.
And welcome back to Salem Stadium, getting ready for half number 2. I am Joe Giuliano. The Rhinos and the Dayton Dutch Lions are scoreless as the teams making their way back onto the pitch. As we look at the schedule tonight in USL Pro, one other game, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds are at the Charleston Battery. No update on that one just yet as they are late in half number 1. 2 games tomorrow. Orlando is at Antigua, Harrisburg at the LA Blues. And while we have a moment, let's look at your standings in USL Pro as well. Rochester is in first place in the National Division, 21 points, 13 games played, 6-4-3. The American Division, Orlando has played the most games in the league, 15 games played. They are 9-2-4. Orlando, formerly known as Austin Aztecs. So they are now in Orlando and doing a great job. 7-point lead over the Richmond Kickers and the Charleston Battery. And don't forget, on Tuesday, Major League Soccer's Chicago Fire come to town. 7:30 kickoff right here at Salem Stadium. The Rhinos and the Chicago Fire. For tickets or more information, call 454-KICK or visit Ticketmaster.com.
Visit umbro.com for all the info.
The players again making their way onto the pitch as the Dutch Lions first out of the dressing room. They trail the Rochester Rhinos, or they are scoreless with the Rochester Rhinos after 45 minutes of play. And don't forget, Rochester again wearing those red jerseys this evening. And they'll be autographed and auctioned off. All proceeds will benefit the American Lung Association in New York. There's local vendors on hand tonight also with giveaways and information on how to live a healthy lifestyle. I hope John Catalano's listening to that because as you get up there in those years, very important to live a very healthy lifestyle. So it's health night at Salem Stadium. Rhinos reserves are on the pitch. It looks like Van Imeren is going to come on. He is getting taped up like a fighter on the near sideline. He's number 15. We'll see who he replaces. It is Dick Van Imeren. So he will come on at the start of the second half. He's 21 years old. Don't know who he's replacing just yet. As we'll take a look across the pitch. For Rochester, don't know if there's any changes yet because they're not out of the dressing room just yet. So this will be the last meeting of the season, the regular season, between Rochester and Dayton. Should both these teams make the playoffs, they could meet up again. And the Rhinos are now back onto the pitch wearing the red jerseys, black shorts, and black socks. Tonight's radio side of things produced by Mike Moran, USL Live and TV by the one and only John Catalano, assisted by Pedro Ugalde. And I'd like to thank Taylor Solano. Great halftime interview with Neil Kitson. As Taylor making her debut on the Rhinos Broadcast Network this evening. Dayton will be attacking the goal to our right. They've got the white tops with the orange shorts and blue socks, a la Holland. And the Rhinos in their huddle now will be attacking from right to left. Just trying to see who that substitution was for. Is Rochester still breaking the huddle now, getting ready to head on to hopefully bigger and better things in half number 2. As the Dutch Lions, who have not won a game away from home, they're 0-4, have had a pretty good showing. Ivar Van Dinteren is going to be somewhat content with what he saw from his side, who have definitely struggled on the road, but tonight they've given Rochester a lot to deal with, especially Seymour and Schwartz. It'll be good to see these guys on the near side now as the referee gets us underway. The Dutch Lions kick off. Schwartz down the near sideline. Trainer heads it. He's going to replace Shane Smith. So a substitute for a substitute. Now Smith did take a knock. He got a little collision there with Max Ferdinand. And he came out in the 16th minute for Happy Hall. Now he comes off in the 45th minute for Van Imeren. Foul called on the play. It'll be a free kick for the Dayton Dutch Lions. Middle of the park, DeLass. Now back to Siegebart. Makes no mistake here. And Leardom on the near side. That's off of the Rhinos, and it'll be throwing for the Dutch Lions. It'll be Schwartz to take it. Looking for some options. Now checking back for the ball is Lacrone. Flicks it on the near sideline. Seymour. Good cross to George Smith. Far side of the 18. That's a heavy touch. That gives Johanse Marshall a chance just to poke it away. But it'll be the 4th corner kick of the game for the Dutch Lions. Short. Ville back to Davis. Good cross into the box. No one there for Dayton. Montegalan will chip this one away and over the near sideline. Throw in for the Dutch Lions. Lucian Seymour to take it. So Van Imeren, he can play left back or left midfield. Number 15 looks like he's set up at left back, taking the place of Smith. The 3rd left back tonight. Happy Hall, Shane Smith, and now Dick Van Imeren. Davis, his ball's taken away. Kissy into space, offsides there on Anthony Hamilton, referee's assistant. Lets this one go as we can continue the flow of the game. On a cool, comfortable evening at Salem Stadium in downtown Rochester. 48 minutes in and scoreless. DeLass, a tough one to handle from Joe Tate, does a good job just to keep possession. Here's George Davis. Far side of the field. Van Imeren, hard slide tackle there. He goes down. Ball is into the 18. As it was Johanse Marshall who came in hard, a little late on the challenge. Van Imeren goes down, but he is up. Referee, I don't even think saw the challenge. There's Costanzo. Now to Roberts, middle of the field. Trainer. Rochester, 16 goals this year they've scored. They've given up 11. Looking to make at least number 17. As Tate plays it back to Leardom. Jesper Leardom. No shutouts this year. As he's going to look to keep the door shut. Much to the disappointment of the hometown fans here. A 0-0 result would not be the end of the world for the Dayton Dutch Lions. They've struggled away from home. And to come into Rochester, a very tough place to play, I think they would be very happy with that scoreline. But they've come out, they've attacked. They have not sat back and just bunkered down. They've got 4 corner kicks to none for Rochester. Seymour and Schwartz have been very effective in the game so far. So they have not sat back and just absorbed the pressure. They've done a good job bringing some of that to Rochester as well, as Kitson Knocks this one out of bounds. And it'll be a throw-in for Schwartz. Neil Kitson, as we said at halftime, was absolutely outstanding in the U.S. Open Cup on Tuesday at Harrisburg. Dynamite performance from the Rhinos goalkeeper. Montegalvano giveaway. Seymour. He's dumped, and this one goes out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for the Rhinos as some giveaways in the middle of the field. 50th minute. Goal kick for Neil Kitson. Sponsors of tonight's broadcast include Time Warner. Bundle up and save with Time Warner Cable. Get the triple play, TV, internet, and voice starting at $33 each per month. Tate, countless headers have been won by him this evening. He wins another one over the near sideline. Costanzo, Kissy back in the middle of the field for Roberts. Let's not forget, Dayton, their last 5 games, including the U.S. Open Cup, had given up 14 goals and only scored 2. Don't know where that team is tonight. They look a lot better than that. Trainer giveaway to Seymour. Ville slows it down. And J.C. Banks and Costanzo, good double team there. Is maybe a little too casual from Julius Ville. Here's Schwartz with the throw-in now. I don't know why he's kicking it. It should be a throw-in. It is a kick. I guess they did call a foul. I thought it was a throw-in off of J.C. Banks, but the referee says it's a free kick, and Ville plays it across the field, looking for Sigebart. Now Tate right on a midfield. Schwartz threading the needle, gets it through. DeLass outside to George Davis. Far side of the 18. Van Imeren, left-footed cross into the box. Kitson's got 2 white jerseys around him, but focuses on the ball and scoops it up there for the Rhinos. Jagdeo Singh, Hoxie, Tanky warming up for the Rhinos. Both teams have made, well, Rochester's made 1. Dayton's made 2 changes. Middle of the field. Schwartz works hard to keep that header away from the Rhinos. Now Sigebart playing it back to his keeper, Jesper Leerdam. Just clears it to the middle of the field where J.C. Banks will take it away. Now a long ball for Lacrone. Heading it forward, looking for Seymour. It's headed over his head. Costanzo flicked into the open space. Kissy, Tate, and a chase for that one. Tate will just poke it back to the goalkeeper. And it'll be Rochester possession on the far side. Hamilton heads up straight in the air. And this one comes back to goalkeeper Jesper Leerdam. Big night in soccer this evening as the USA and Mexico about 40 minutes away from squaring off in the Gold Cup. I think you'll hear skid marks after this one is done as I'm going to head over and watch the game at the legend Sam Monjovi's house tonight. Just keep the beers on ice, my boys. As the Rhinos and Dayton are scoreless, 53 minutes in. A victory for the Rhinos tonight and a dominating performance by the U.S. over Mexico. What else could you ask for on a Saturday evening in Rochester? This one is on the far sideline, and it'll be a throw-in for the Rhinos. Johanse Marshall to Max Ferdinand. Played on the far sideline. Out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick for Rochester. Sponsors of tonight's broadcast, the Harrow East Athletic Club. Affordable memberships, flexible payment plans, join for a year, and the initiation fee is waived. There's Kitson, long goal kick up and over midfield. Headed off the back of Kissy. As both players get tangled up. DeLast still with it. Van Imeren, the second half substitute. Good little touch forward by McNamara. Davis a little late to respond, and Johanse Marshall will play it back to Neil Kitson. Just booms one downfield. Now settled by Ferdinand, spinning around. Drew Cost has it now, middle of the field. He's poked off the ball. And Schwartz tries to play it to McNamara, but intercepted by Ferdinand. Rochester just has not found a rhythm here tonight. If they're going to score a goal, you almost get the feeling it's going to be from a counterattack or a Dayton mistake. As far as flow of the game, the Rhinos just haven't found that rhythm just yet. As Marshall heads this out of bounds on the far side. But again, in defense of the Rhinos, a lot of different faces starting tonight. There's no Donatelli out there. He's listed not even dressed tonight. So a few changes for Bob Lilly and the Rhinos tonight. Here's Kissy, middle of the field, able to turn, going at the Dayton defense. Plays it on the far for Costanzo, and he can't get there. Schwartz with a throw-in for the Dayton Dutch Lions, 56 minutes in, and scoreless. Long throw-in down the near sideline. Trainer, the Conference USA first-team player at the University of South Carolina, gets the header and out of bounds. Another throw-in on the near side. As it looks like Van Dinteren is going to make another change. Good quick touches on the near side. Trying to get Seymour into the box on a good slide tackle there by Costanzo. Able to poke that one away and clear it over the near sideline. Throw in by Schwartz. Seymour flicks it into space. No one is there but Trainer for the Rhinos. Long ball downfield. Again, just trying to hit this one and look for one of the speedy forwards to get in behind there. J.C. Banks with the throw-in. This was headed out of bounds by the Dayton Dutch Lions. Throw-in left there for Costanzo, right in front of the Dutch Lions bench. Checking back for it is Hamilton. Costanzo goes to Kissy instead. Middle of the field, 30 yards out, J.C. Banks. Montegalvan laid off for him again. Top of the box, Banks on his right foot, back to the goal. Banks still with it. Now outside the box for Kissy. He's looking for a handball. He's not going to get the call, but the Rhinos will pick up their first corner kick of the game in the 58th minute. J.C. Banks will do the honors for Rochester. In swinging service from the near side. Banks with the right foot. Gives the signal. Good ball at the 6. Punched away by Leardom into the ground and cleared off the line by Joe Tate. Leardom completely missed on the punch. Ball ended up into the turf, and his defender inside the 6 cleared it away. And that's the kind of feel you're going to get tonight if Rochester is going to score, maybe off a miscue by the Dutch Lions. Cost heading it back to Trainer. Now back to Kitson. Luke McGill. He'll be checking in. Third change of the game for our friends from Dayton. There's Trainer. Good ball down the near sideline. And Seymour, good job tracking back. Knocks it out of bounds. Julius Ville will be the player coming off in the 59th minute. So Ville, the 23-year-old, coming off in place of the 23-year-old Luke McGill. He's from England. He just signed a 2-year deal with the Dayton Dutch Lions. McGill worked his way up through the Bolton youth system before coming to the U.S. and playing his college soccer at Lynn University. And a lot of players and fans of Rochester may be familiar with that one, as a few former Rhinos attended Lynn University. DeLast with it. Knocked off the ball. Ferdinand, top of the 18, still with it. On the right foot. Corner of the 6, the shot is blocked as he just dribbled away from the goal, and the angle got worse and worse. And the Dayton Dutch Lions blocking the shot there from Max Ferdinand. 60th minute. Now Rochester starting to throw some pressure down towards the Dayton goal. Ferdinand with this corner kick from the far side. Good service at the 6. Roberts gets his head on it, but it's up and over the goal. A little high there for Troy Roberts. Couldn't drive it down into the turf. And it'll be a goal kick here for the Dutch Lions. So Dayton only with 2 more substitutes available, one of them being the backup goalkeeper and midfielder Eric Kissinger. Siegebart, pressured by Hamilton. Seems to be the book on Siegebart. As soon as he gets the ball, Rochester has applied immediate pressure, forced a couple of giveaways. Seymour and Schwartz have been kept quiet in half number 2. They were wreaking havoc down that far sideline in the first half, but not to be. So far in half number 2, 61 minutes in. Siegebart for McGill. Back to Leardom. Now he'll try the near sideline. Schwartz waiting for the ball, and J.C. Banks says thank you very much, steps in front, knocks it out of bounds. Evan Schwartz, 22-year-old. At the end of the season, was with Toronto FC, Chicago, and Colorado. Just didn't stick with those MLS sides. Spent some time in the Iceland 3rd Division, 2008 and 2009. This ball's up and over Schwartz and out of bounds on the near sideline. Other sponsors of tonight's broadcast include Faber Homes. Getting a great home for a great price is an everyday reality at Faber Homes. Visit their website, faberhomes.com, to see what sets them apart from every used home on the market today. Good friend Bernie Iacovangelo and faberhomes.com. Here's Johanse Marshall with possession, middle of the park. Alfonso Montegalvan, space to turn. Serves one into the box. On the near side, Schwartz cuts in front of J.C. Banks, heads it out of bounds. And offsides is the call anyway, so it'll be nothing for Rochester, but a free kick for Dayton. Good look, though, from Montegalvan. Trying to spring J.C. Banks on this near side of the 18. But Leardom and the Dutch Lions will pick up a free kick just outside their box. 63rd minute. No goals yet here in Rochester. Leardom whips one down the near sideline. Costanzo letting this one roll through. Seymour keeps it in at the end line. Costanzo tried to shield him off, but Seymour got around him and actually applied enough pressure to win a throw-in on the near side here for Schwartz. Throw-in in front of the Rhinos bench. McGill back to Schwartz. Intercepted there by Trainer. Hamilton for Banks. A good ball down this near sideline for Kissy. He's stretching those legs out, but he's not going to have a chance as goalkeeper Leardom watches this one safely roll over the end line. And it'll be a goal kick coming up here for the Dayton Dutch Lions. Leardom goes short to his right defender, Evan Schwartz. Schwartz just plays it forward, but no one there for Dayton. Loose balls pop back to the Dutch Lions, and they'll knock it off of J.C. Banks, thrown on the near sideline. There's one of the Rhino cheerleaders helping out with ball boy duties tonight. Colby Lacrone, Trainer's all over his back, and he'll pick up a free kick. Colby Lacrone, the 24-year-old, started the foundation Colby's Kickers in 2009. Strives to impact developmentally disabled children throughout the sport, or throughout the Ohio area, through the sport of soccer. So it's great to see that number 6, Colby Lacrone, giving back through soccer. As Tate is pressured by Hamilton, forced to go back to Leardom. Robert steps in front of Lacrone, heads it towards the far side. Sigebart just bothered enough there by Kissy. And it'll be a throw-in for Rochester on the far sideline, about 35 yards out. Don't forget, Major League Soccer's Chicago Fire make their way into Rochester on Tuesday for a third-round U.S. Open Cup matchup, 7:35. Frank Klopas, former U.S. national team player, now the interim head coach, replacing Carlos de los Cobos, as the Fire have struggled in MLS play, but maybe Frankie Klopas can give them new life. They'll be here on Tuesday at 7:30. Third round of the U.S. Open Cup. Call 454-KICK. 454-5425 for more information. Here's Costanzo to Hamilton on the near side. Back to Costanzo. Seymour pressures him. Costanzo spins away from one, gets away from two, and can't avoid the third slide tackle by McGill. Very tight space here as Costanzo and McNamara are scrambling for the ball. McNamara picks it up and rolls it backwards, so now it's underneath the Dayton bench. And they're not too helpful there for the Rhino defender. Seymour. Now nice touch by Lacrone. Back to Seymour. They'll change the run of the play to the far side now for George Davis. Davis one-on-one with Marshall. Ferdinand coming over to double team. Davis gets this one off of Johanse Marshall. And the fifth corner kick of the game coming up for the Dayton Dutch Lions is Andrew Hoxie. The USL Player of the Week will be coming in for Rochester. George Davis, corner kick. Right foot in swinger from the far side. 5 corner kicks to 2 in favor of Dayton. Low driven ball. J.C. Banks with the back heel. Very dangerous. Almost snuck through the near post where Neil Kitson didn't have that angle covered, but J.C. Banks, a fancy little flick on the back heel. Almost found the back of the net. Another corner kick now on the far side for the Dutch Lions. Referee coming over to talk to Neil Kitson and also to, looks like Colby Lacrone, as they're fighting for real estate inside the 6. We'll get underway here with the whistle, and George Davis has the corner kick. This is a better service. Into the box. Kitson gets a soft punch on it. Overhead kick, and not too much on that one from McNamara. And it'll be a goal kick for the Rhinos. Other sponsors of Rhinos broadcasts include Food Link. Food Link rescues and redistributes over 11 million pounds of food annually to a 10-county area in central and western New York. Food Link's vision is to build a hunger-free community. To donate, visit foodlinkny.org today. Great sponsors of our TV, radio, and internet broadcasts all season long. We are in the 68th minute. Salem Stadium in downtown Rochester. 0-0. The Rhinos and the Dutch Lions. Here's Hamilton on the far side of the field. Plays it back to Marshall. Now played down the near sideline for Ferdinand. Cuts it around Van Imeren. Low cross into the box and diving to his right. Inside the 6, Leardom makes the save, no rebound. Quickly rolls it out on the near sideline for Schwartz. Schwartz is taken down by Montegalvan, and this will be a yellow card in the 68th minute as the referee. Not wasting any time. Fans don't like it, but Schwartz, I think, was pretty dangerous going towards the Rhinos' half of the field. So Montegalvan goes in the book. Isaac Kissy would be the player to come off here for the Rhinos. And this change in the 69th minute as well. So Andrew Hoxie, a goal and an assist last week, leads the Rhinos with 3 goals. He comes on now in the 69th minute. So free kick here for Schwartz. Plays it all the way back to his keeper at the top of the 18. Leardom. Still with it? No. McGill, middle of the park. Knocked off the ball, played back to Kitson. It's this one deep and over midfield. Flicked on by Hoxie. Tate, softball back to Leardom. Hamilton didn't have the space to get there. Costanzo watches this one roll out of bounds. Throw in for the Dutch Lions. Check that, throw in for the Rhinos. 70th minute. Costanzo. Pass is intercepted, middle of the park. Now McGill fighting with Ferdinand for the ball. Van Eimeren will come in. Play it nicely to George Davis on the far side. He's not going to get there as Robert steps in front and plays it back to Kitson. Off of Hoxie's leg in the middle of the park. And Marshall settles it. Sends one down the far side. Hoxie one-on-one with Siegebart. Off of the Dayton defender. And it'll be a throw-in for Rochester. Can Hoxie bring the magic? He scored a rocket of a goal on Friday in Pittsburgh. We'll see if he's got the magic to give Rochester a lead here tonight. It'll be a throw-in deep in the Dayton half of the field, just near the corner flag on the far side. J.C. Banks, he's got a long throw-in, and he's got a ton of space to approach the sideline as he steps back to the wall. Takes the run in. Whips one into the box. Montegalvan with the header, and a goal! And they're going to call no goal there. Referee is waving this one off, as there may have been a push on the play for Montegalvan to get in and find that space. For those of you watching on TV or USL Live, a great throw-in from J.C. Banks, and there's just a cluster of bodies at the 6. And it's hard to tell from that angle if Montegalvan or someone else from the Rhinos gets called for the fall. Here's a look at it from behind the goal. Yeah, that's a good call. Definitely a shove in the back by Montegalvan. And just opening up enough space for him to get the header and not give the Dayton defender a chance to head that one away. That's a good call by the official. But a good header by Montegalvan as he got the header away. Got it across the goal and ended up side netting on the near side. But there definitely was a little shove in the back. Great replay look from John Catalano in our production trailer. As this one is off the Rhinos and a throw-in now on the near side. For Dayton, Rochester's going to go to the bench again. 2 more players coming on. It's going to be Jagdio Singh and Cuevas Kirk who check in for Bob Lilly. They're getting their final instructions. There's a free kick now on this near side. McGill. 73rd minute, still scoreless. Ball into the 18. On the foot of Lacrone, a right-footed shot, and what a great save from Neil Kitson. 12 yards away. The ball was settled, and a firing shot there from Lacrone, and Kitson makes a great save, dives, tips it up and over the bar. As this one's starting to open up here, chances for both sides. Corner kick for Davis from the near side. 73rd minute. As wide open was Lacrone. There's Davis. Low driven corner kick. Off the Rhinos, and another corner kick coming up here on the near side. This will be Davis to take it again. It's an absolutely outstanding Tuesday, and tonight, huge again. Good driven ball into the box. Good punching save there from Kitson. Trickles over to the far sideline. Montegalvan races over to settle it down. Has a long ball looking for Hamilton. Over his head, and Schwartz will head it back to Leardom. So Jagdio Singh and Kirk checking in with the 4th official. McGill stripped of the ball, 35 yards out. Hoxie with it to his left. Left-footed shot from the top of the 18. It whistles high and wide. Hoxie faking everyone that he's going to go right this time. Rips it with the left. And it's going to be Anthony Hamilton coming off for Rochester as Jagdio Singh comes on for him. 74th minute. And Cuevas Kirk. See who he replaces here. They're showing Andrew Hoxie coming off. But we'll see if that's There's a look at Hoxie. Faked right. Everyone bid on it, and he fires a hard shot with the left foot. It's Johanse Marshall, not Hoxie, who comes off. They held up number 23. 75th minute. The changes there. And Hoxie from behind the goal. Wasn't really that close, but it had some power. Costanzo. And Tate comes in on the hard slide tackle with the studs up. That's got to be a card. Foul was called, but no card as Joe Tate just came in hard. Both studs wide open, exposed. That's a way to get a player injured. So Rhinos have a free kick. It'll be Montegalvan to take it. We're in the 76th minute. The Rhinos and Dayton are scoreless. Montegalvan goes short. Here's Kirk, 40 yards out, middle of the field. Trying the far side with Ferdinand. Backheel pass was intercepted. Okay. All right, Montegalvan, middle of the field. As the coughing attack has returned here. McGill has it. Long ball for McGill on the near side. Plays it to the top of the 18 for Leckrone. Lays it off here for DeLass. Near sideline, Luke McGill looks up. Right-footed cross goes off of Costanzo. And this will be a throw-in near the corner flag on the near side. Tuesday night, U.S. Open Cup, Chicago Fire coming to town. 7:30 kickoff. Salem Stadium. Should be a great one. Get your tickets. Call 454-KICK for the Rhinos and the Fire. Montegalvan with a long clearance down the middle of the field. Siegebart. Hoxie fighting for the ball. Hoxie brings it down. Siegebart, a handful of jersey, no call. Wins the ball back to his goalkeeper. And boy, does Siegebart live on the edge with those distributions across the field, back to the goalie. He'll play it back and put someone in danger, as Hoxie wasn't too far off of that one. J.C. Banks with another long throw-in opportunity here in the 77th minute. On the near side. He's about 12 yards from the end line. Steps in. Good long throw. Headed away by Siegebart. Outside the 18, Banks. Still with it. Inside the box. Top of the 6. Costanzo's shot is soft, and it deflects off someone into the arms of Leardom. What a great piece of work from J.C. Banks, just dancing on the end line. Plays it back to the top of the box. Costanzo just doesn't get full contact on it as he plays it with the inside of the left foot. Throwing here for the Rhinos. Banks back to Costanzo. Looking for Jag Diosing, but Siegebart steps in front of that one. Trainer's called off the ball by Neil Kitson. Kitson's going to push everybody up. He'll lay the boot into this one. Doesn't get all of it. It's a low-driven kick, barely to midfield. Montegalvan, pressured by McGill, wins the throw-in. Down the near sideline for J.C. Banks. This one's popped in the middle of the field. Now straight up in the air by McGill and headed out of bounds. Right at the Rhinos bench by Will Trainer. McNamara leaves this one for Schwartz. The Dutch Lions looking for anything as far as points are concerned. 0-4 in their last league matches. 0-5 if you include the U.S. Open Cup. Banks, it's a tough one for Costanzo to deal with. Now Seymour has it on the near sideline. Middle of the field for McNamara. Here's McGill. Leckrone, shoulder challenge there nicely by Trainer as they both went in hard. Trainer gets the best of it. Lecrone's not happy, but both of them going in hard on the shoulder challenge. Throw-in. Costanzo with it now. Hoxie nicely off the chest, middle of the park. Plays it to Ferdinand. Kirk is overlapping, and the ball's played behind him. He's got to backtrack for it. Dayton has just enough chance to regroup defensively. Drew Cost has it in the middle of the field. J.C. Banks was going inside. Cost went outside, and the ball goes over the sideline, so a throw in here for the Dutch Lions. 80th minute. Seymour over his head. Roberts has it now. Midfield circle, Montegalvan. Ferdinand. Costanzo all the way back to the top of the 18 for Neil Kitson. High, long ball downfield. No one there for the Rhinos. Siegebart doesn't get a good head on it. It's straight up in the air. Now Schwartz tries to clean it up. Montegalvan will strip it away, but just for a second as Schwartz has it now on the near sideline. For Lacrone. Heads it over the near side for Seymour. Seymour gets away from Costanzo. Towards the end line. Good cross into the box. Kitson rips it off the head of Lacrone. Colby Lacrone has been working extremely hard. The 24-year-old from Ohio. Seymour looks like he's coming up limping. Number 7. The outside midfielder holding the back of his leg. As McGill has the ball in the middle of the field. Now DeLass. Outside to George Davis. George Davis, University of Kentucky. Then went to Bowling Green University in Ohio. 24 years old. 11 games played this year. George Davis has 4 goals and 1 assist. 81st minute. Throw in on the far side for Cuevas Kirk, who's replaced Johanse Marshall in the 75th minute. This one is out of bounds again at midfield. The throw in headed away. And it looks like Dayton is about to make their final substitution as far as field players are concerned. It's going to be Kissinger coming on. As the Rhinos take the throw in middle of the park. Cost. Ferdinand can't keep it in bounds. And there'll be a throw in for the Dutch Lions. As the change now coming up, Kissinger, number 12 for Lucian Seymour. And the Rhinos probably not too unhappy to see this move, as Seymour had a pretty good game tonight. The 27-year-old, again, was holding the back of his leg. This change in the 82nd minute. As Kissinger, 24 years old. Sixth appearance of the year. He's also one of the coaches for the Dayton Dutch Lions youth teams. Long balls played to Hoxie on the far side. Hoxie puts it through the legs of Siegebart. And Van Imeren comes in with a slide tackle to take down Andrew Hoxie. It'll be a free kick for Rochester just outside the 18. And I think Van Imeren had fire in his eyes after Siegebart got nutmegged. Van Imeren didn't take too kindly to that. He came in and sideswiped Andrew Hoxie, just sliced him down. So Rochester in the 83rd minute has a dangerous free kick outside the 18 on the far side. It's Ferdinand facing a 2-man wall. High chip into the box. Jagdiosing with it. Tries to cut it back to his left, and it's going to go out of bounds over the end line. It'll be a goal kick here for the Dutch Lions. Hoxie, as you know very well, you look at him, you think, wow, this guy is not going to do anything in a one-on-one situation. Never ceases to amaze, as he did a great job. Got around Siegebart, and no choice for Van Imeren but to take him down. Leardham's goal kick straight down the middle of the field. Roberts heads it back down the middle of the field. Long ball now into space. Hoxie in the 18. Right-footed shot just wide of the far post. As Roberts sent a long ball downfield, and Siegebart was getting bothered by Andrew Hoxie. And this is great. Joe Tate, the captain, is calling for a substitution, saying to get Siegebart off. And Ivar Van Dinteren says, I have a backup goalkeeper on the bench. I have nobody else I can bring on. So this could be an interesting situation in the last 5 or 6 minutes. Siegebart gets knocked off the ball by Hoxie. He whistles one just wide of the far post. And Siegebart looks like he is hurt. And the Dayton Dutch Lions have 4 field substitutes and a backup goalkeeper. All 4 of those changes have been made. And it was a classic reaction from Ivar Van Dinteren when Captain Joe Tate looked over and said, take him off. Put his arms up in the air and said, what do you expect me to do? We have nothing left. There's Tate's free kick into the box. McNamara with the right-footed shot, and it whistles just wide to the right of Neil Kitson. As McNamara was wide open at the 6, Lacrone with a great header back across the goal mouth. And then Kitson forced to dive to his right, and a wide open McNamara just flicks it wide. Here's McGill's long ball straight down the middle of the field. Lacrone and Roberts fighting for that one. Roberts will head it back to Kitson. 86th minute. Scoreless, Rochester and Dayton. Joe Tate heading it forward. Here's Lacrone. McNamara knocks it off Costanzo. Picks up a throw-in. Schwartz in front of the Rhinos bench. McGill tries to send one into the Rhinos half of the field, and it's going to be out of bounds by Trainer. The player watching a little contact behind the play. Didn't make the call, as nothing amounted from it. And the throw-in is quickly taken for DeLass, middle of the field. Van Imeren chips one into the Rhinos 18. Trainer heads it down, top of the box, where Montegalvan lays it off for Troy Roberts, and he is clipped from behind by McNamara. Roberts started to push the ball downfield. McNamara, bit of a clumsy challenge there. Stumbles into the Rhino defender, so a free kick for Rochester. Kitson pushing everybody up. And that free kick leaves a bit to be desired. Out of bounds over the far sideline. So Rochester tonight with a chance to pad their lead over the LA Blues. Rochester with 21 points. The LA Blues with 18 points in the National Division. LA has played 3 less games. The Blues will be in action tomorrow. They'll host Harrisburg once again. They played 1-1 last night out in California. Referee's assistant raises his flag on the near side. 88th minute, out of bounds, and a throw-in for the Dutch Lions. Just a classic reaction from their head coach, as Siegebart is going to try and work his way through this injury. See if the Rhinos can sense that there's an injury on the field and drive the ball at Siegebart. Hoxie is near him. Tate on his knees off his chest to McGill. Back to Tate. Dangerous one as he pops it up in the air. Schwartz comes up with it. McGill back to his goalkeeper, Leardom. Takes a touch. Whips one downfield. Kirk will just let this roll out of bounds. In the 88th minute, we are scoreless. Final meeting of the regular season between Rochester and Dayton. Kirk with a throw-in on the far side. Van Imeren up and over Andrew Hoxie, deflected off the big Rhinos forward. And a throw-in for Van Imeren, who came on to start the second half. Van Imeren played with NAC Breda in Holland. There's Davis, team's leading goal scorer with 4. Ball into space, top of the 18. Schwartz is offsides as he was one-on-one with Kitson. And Schwartz still doesn't make contact with the ball, as he's called for offsides anyways. Looking at the replay on TV and USL Live, as Schwartz just whiffed on the ball And Kitson didn't even have to make the save, but regardless, it's offsides. Here's Hoxie, top of the 18. Ferdinand's in the box. Right-footed cross. Van Heimeren just blocks it away and clears it up and over the near side. Cuevas Kirk picks up the throw-in. Montegalvan, 90th minute of play. Rochester and Dayton are scoreless. Loose ball picked up by Ferdinand on the far side. High right-footed cross. He'll pick up a deflection. And third corner kick of the game for the Rhinos in the 90th minute. As looks like Van Heimeren is down. He's about 35 yards up the field on the near sideline. Referee comes over to take a look at him. They'll hold the corner kick as we are in the 90th minute. And Max Ferdinand has a corner kick on the far side. Into the box. Top of the 18. McNamara clears it up towards midfield. 3 minutes of stoppage time. Kitson gets a long ball. Jagdiosing on the end of it. Top of the 18. J.C. Banks scores! The ball pops out to the back of the top of the 18, and J.C. Banks is trailing in on the play. Settles it with a right foot and fires it straight down the gut. And the Dayton Dutch Lions have given up a late goal here. It's 1-0 Rochester. Banks with the goal. Not sure who got the assist just yet. But Jagdiosing just did a great job. Applied the pressure. Didn't let the Dayton defense off the hook. Their clearance wasn't very strong. It was Kitson with a long boot downfield. The Dayton defender was heading the ball, but he only headed it to the top of the 18. And J.C. Banks was there. It should be unassisted, as the Dayton player was the last one to touch it. So J.C. Banks picking up his, let's see, for Banks, second goal of the season. It should be unassisted as Kitson drove the ball downfield. A Dayton defender headed the ball, so that would nullify the last touch by the Rhinos. So it should be unassisted. Right now they're saying Kitson, who's finding his way into the score sheet as he comes up with this one inside the 6. So it's 1-0 stoppage time. J.C. Banks, his second of the year. Kitson's long punt downfield. You got to give Jagdiosing credit, though, as well, as he came in and just kept pestering that defender. Just got enough body on him, forced him into a weak clearance that came to the top of the 18. Long ball downfield by the Dutch Lions. Kitson falls on top of this one. Bellamy's going to try and get in to eat away at the clock here. We'll see if he even gets the chance. Costanzo crossing midfield on the near side. Hoxie. Not sure why Rochester not just driving it deep into the corner. McGill with it. George Davis now. Crosses one into the box. Far side, McNamara has it. Cuts it back to the top of the 18 for Lacrone. Driven to the near side. George Davis crosses it in. Back to the far side of the 18. Van Heimeren. His cross cleared away. Tate. Shot from distance. Nothing on it there as McGill is down in front of the Rhinos bench. Looks like he's holding his left side face down in the turf. The Rhinos trainer Dave DiPasquale immediately steps onto the pitch to look at him as the Rhinos sent the ball over the near sideline. McGill getting the attention of both trainers now. As again, he pointed to his left side, saying that that's where the injury is, as he is face down in the turf, laying on his stomach. It is 1-0 Rochester. J.C. Banks with a 90th minute plus goal. Jagdiosing able to pressure that last defender. And for Dayton, hats off to them. They came in and played a good game. They really did. But unfortunately for them, it looks like it's going to be another road loss for the Dutch Lions as McGill is up. It looks like he's okay. Luke McGill, 23-year-old, as he's called back onto the pitch. Not sure what the injury was, but he was laying face down holding his left side. Kitson gets this one downfield as we're back underway. Costanzo watches this one roll out of bounds. Throw in for the Rhinos. Schwartz over his head. Jagdioson's got a chance to drive to the corner, eat away at the clock. Cuts around Tate. He tugs him on the jersey, and it'll be a free kick for the Rhinos. J.C. Banks stepping up to this one on the near side. Just a driven shot by J.C. Banks from the top of the 18. Hoxie, a little possession here, stretching the field out, the Rhinos. Cuevas Kirk over to the near side for Costanzo. Pops this one in the air. McGill will just pop it out of bounds, though. And Brian Roslin blows the whistle. Final score tonight, the Rhinos squeak by the Dayton Dutch Lions. 1-0 thanks to a J.C. Banks goal, 90 minutes plus. A good performance by a team who has struggled on the road, but just not enough for the Dayton Dutch Lions this evening as they lose this evening in Rochester, 1-0. On the TV side of things, we're going to wrap it up from Salem Stadium thanks to our TV producer, John Catalano. Another outstanding job as usual. So Rochester picks up the win, 1-0 over the Dayton Dutch Lions. Hope you've enjoyed tonight's broadcast on the Rhinos Broadcast Network. Good night from Salem Stadium.